Much. Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you all. This is indeed a unique event, particularly catered for crazy people who work in financial services industry. It has been great to speak with many of you all, and I hope today I can offer you something that is quite interesting and ahead of its time in the application solutions that you are building today. I know we are moments away from lunch, so I'll keep it short and concise. So SingleStore is a real-time analytics data platform that is built for the AI era. When I say AI, I don't take it lightly, and I'm not simply throwing away that word, but the key focus area being real-time. Applications today have only gotten more and more complex. As you can see here, modern applications have the ability to handle high volumes of transactions, ability to make recommendations in real time, whether it's a real-time ride-sharing application, grocery, e-commerce, or ad tech or martech platform. And these applications are getting smarter as we speak, especially with the advent of LLMs like OpenAI and ChatGPT and Gemini. Now these applications not only handle large volumes of data, the demand for context and intelligence is only getting stronger every single day. But if you look at modern enterprise applications today, you need some or all of these capabilities to be successful in building an application that sticks with your employees or with your customer-facing applications. Number one, the ability to handle large sets of data, whether it's in terabyte size or petabytes in scale. Second, you need the ability to handle complex joins with multiple data types. A data platform that can handle multi-modality, whether it's JSON, whether it's full text search, whether it's SQL, NoSQL, all in one place. Your application being able to give you millisecond response time based on these complex queries, the ability to support not only hundreds but also thousands of users in real time, tapping into the same data without breaking a sweat. And lastly, the ability to ingest large amounts of data in, whether it's trillions of rows of data per second across multiple data sources, regardless of their data type. Now, if you look at our current approach of applications today, you will see that you have multiple data types, whether it's third-party, operational, batch, or document data, or even IoT click streams. You need to ingest those data. And today, many of these architectures are as complex as it is, because many of these data stores are either transactional databases, analytical databases. Each data type has a database. There is Elastic for full text search, there's Mongo for JSON, there is Redis for caching, there is Snowflake for analytics, and so on. And what we realize is many of those ad hoc queries, applications, and these dynamic experiences suffer because these applications or use cases or dashboards are actually working on stale data, because many of these data are working in batches done overnight or have refresh times that are in minutes and hours, and we don't know what to do with stale data when customers are going ahead with their behavior and analysis. And with these complexity, we know that complexity can never scale. So when you are onboarding a large number of users, you can't scale with this kind of infrastructure. Or when you are trying to adopt AI, you are successful in the POC phase, but when you try to deploy it in production, you are working with very small data sets, whether it's HR use cases or customer service use cases, instead of understanding the customer and trying to make recommendations. Hence, innovation in the data architecture is key. So this is our thesis. In order to have a solid AI strategy, you need to have a solid data strategy. If your data strategy is weak and you're still working on your legacy architecture, your AI is very well bound to fail. Because number one, real time is no longer nice to have. Your users are going to demand real-time intelligence and performance. as the day goes by. No longer waiting for minutes or even a few seconds. You need to know real-time recommendations based on my behavior and my usage patterns, right? So, why did that happen? It's not that a bank or a telco decided to go shopping for databases and try to acquire as many databases as possible. One of the key reasons is because the database world has been divided into two. You have these transactional databases, and then you have these analytical databases with some ETL processing in between, and the application that you are building is sitting right in the middle, trying to make sense with both of them. And with those ETL process, precious time is lost, and data with different data types is lost. That is where SingleStore comes in, building a single store that can handle both transaction and analytics in a single engine. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, when your application receives a transaction, it lands into SingleStore, which can handle your transactions without any ETL, moves the data into an analytical table so that you can serve your dashboards, ad hoc queries, and your applications in real time, minimizing data movement, ability to work with multiple data types, whether it's JSON, BSON, vectors, caching, disk, object store, regardless of even where you keep it, on-premise or on the cloud. Hence, enhancing the performance of your applications by 1000x with this patented architecture that we call universal storage. And this is a brief history of who we are. We started as a company in 2011 as MemSQL, as the name suggests, as an in-memory transactional data store. We built columnar capabilities in 2015. We built vector capabilities back in 2017, before even ChatGPT was born. And in 2019, we patented the design to handle transaction and analytics on a single store, called it as a feature called SingleStore, and we rebranded MemSQL to SingleStore because that became the foundation as to which we built. And then we built the multimodality, JSON analytics capabilities, and we became that distributed SQL data store for real-time use cases, with today serving over 450 customers globally, with customers like Goldman Sachs, DBS, Bank of America, a fruit stand company in Cupertino, and so much more. And we have been well funded by Khosla Ventures, Insight Partners, Goldman Sachs, In-Q-Tel, IBM, HP, Dell, Prosperity 7, and more. And today we are only growing with our footprint. We have customers in Samsung, LG, Kakao. We've got customers like Nikkei, DBS Bank, and BRI Insurance. You name it. All of them are using it because they realize data has been fragmented for too long, and if they need to innovate, something fundamental has to change in the data architecture before you go purchasing your GPUs. So, SingleStore in a nutshell is the only data platform with a patented architecture that can handle transactions, analytics, and vectors on a single engine, which is giving you the ability to handle row store, columnar, vectors, in-memory disk, object store, distributed SQL, horizontally scalable, extremely fast ingestion. We do 10 million upserts per second for Akamai, keyword search, semantic search, hybrid search, and so on. And you can deploy us anywhere. And this kind of versatility, we give it to your application as well. And these are some of our major customers we have. As I mentioned earlier, some of our major APAC customers, DBS and Kakao. We have Float in Australia. We have Kellogg's, Kroger, IMAX, Siemens, ZoomInfo, Tata Communications, SK Telecom, and so much more. And these are the disruptors that we have in the industry today, and all of them use SingleStore to create a differentiated experience. Today, if you look at our customer install base, some of the largest financial services banks use us. 6 of the top 10 US banks use SingleStore. Top 2 banks in the world use SingleStore as well. And these are the use cases that we have. Portfolio analytics, real-time fraud detection, algorithmic trading, wealth management, and so much more. And today, my focus of the talk is on the fraud detection side of things. So if you look at modern applications that you have in your organizations today, you are looking and experimenting to build generative AI capabilities with these applications. But at the same time, you have inherited your existing data stores which are sitting across your infrastructure. What I'm offering to you is SingleStore working alongside with your existing data stack by giving you that performance data layer for your enterprise and enterprise AI applications of the future. By building that performance layer, we can not only give you the 100x or 1000x boost in real-time transaction and analytics performance, but also for your AI use cases, because we have vector capabilities built in. Because probably you are already looking at a vector DB and trying to plug it into your existing architecture, but instead, if you use this as an operational data layer, you will see far exceeding benefits by just augmenting your existing infrastructure. And these are some of the challenges that enterprises face today, that you can't perform joins and complex things, and these aggregations can't scale. Customer experiences are not met to expectations. Some of the flexibility to deploy is limited because some of the data platforms only operate on cloud or only operate on premise, never both. Query performance lags. They keep talking about query optimization. Systems are sitting across different data stores. And this is an ideal infrastructure where you have multiple data sources, the ability to ingest through APIs and batch load, bring it in, have some ETL processing, have a data warehouse or a data lake of your choice, and that will serve your custom applications or enterprise search applications. And you have the data discovery and governance in between. Now the question is, where does SingleStore sit? SingleStore sits right on the top by giving you the real-time analytics data platform capabilities to serve all your use cases across the board. And these are some of the value that we can add to you, your enterprise users, and your end customers by giving you full text search capabilities, hybrid search capabilities, ability to go across all data types, giving you phenomenal customer experience, extremely fast, millisecond performance, and work across any data types. So SingleStore is the best data platform that you can consider evaluating for the best price performance, because we give you 50% TCO based on your current infrastructure just through augmentation. And we would love to show you what we have done with our customers. And I have a use case just for that. And these are some of the ways that we serve the top 5 banks around the world by creating that operational performance layer for the single source of truth by powering AI search, serving customer-facing applications, and becoming the database of choice for both transaction and analytic use cases. And this is also showing you the versatility of coexisting along with other data stores and other data warehouse solutions with bidirectionality with Apache Iceberg and other data lake solutions, whether it's on Google Cloud, Microsoft, or Amazon, whether it's batch data and real-time data, and giving you real-time interactive applications and point of insight across your organization. So I want to show you a quick demo, a custom demo that we have built for a fraud detection applications, highlighting how we can take geospatial capabilities, CDC capabilities of bringing data across multiple data stores, and bringing it into a single destination called SingleStore to serve not only transactions, but also analytics, detect a fraud and highlight it in real time. And in this, you will see that we have built a unified engine to just showcase our capability. Of course, it's not the way how most of the banks work, but for this demo, I just want to showcase how we do end-to-end, how we have built it for multi-model and large-scale data, how we can integrate with AI and ML, and serve real-time dashboard for real-time use cases with your compliance teams. So if you can see here, this is a very simple dashboard which shows you the global footprint across transactions around the globe, 2 million plus transactions with 95K fraud detected. And you can see that it's a live map over here. If I go click on the frauds very quickly, it will highlight all the transactions it has made. And we have this Raymond Nguyen. And if I go click on him, we will see as to why it happened. You can see here that this person traveled across 10,000 kilometers in 100 seconds, making 2 credit card swipes, which is a highlight for fraud because it is not humanly possible even if you take an aircraft. And that has been flagged as a fraud. And just to highlight the analytics that we bring to the table, you can see here the dashboard has been loaded up. It has a hot time across this time zone. And here are some of the top cities where all the fraud has been detected. And this is all done in a single engine without additional data stores in the mix. Now, I just want to quickly go to the final use case of the day on how we have powered a major regional bank in saving $40 million in just fraud detection alone through mainframe offloading. They were spending $60 million on fraud detection, running 70 machine learning models across every credit card swipe a customer makes. With that demand, they could not scale across 100% of every credit card swipe. Hence, they approached us and say, since you can deploy us on every bare metal possible and do not need unique appliances to run this, why not we do fraud analytics on SingleStore where you can handle transactions analytics and run machine learning models on SingleStore through mainframe offloading and serve 300 million customers in real time. And that is what we did. And we have not only saved $40 million just through these modernization efforts, but also saved them increasing their TCO. And we dropped the fraud detection from 3 hours to just 1 millisecond for across 125 million customers. And that is the kind of price performance and savings that we do for enterprises around the globe. That simplicity can scale. That data architecture is the future of how we should all be working and walking towards. And this is the architecture before. As you can see, they bring in their data through their client and web applications and Kafka. They have a Hadoop cluster and a second cluster that handles all of these. And we simplified it by taking all those data stores, using Kafka and using SingleStore as a single destination for all these transactions, detection, and machine learning applications. And that will serve the end users, dashboards, and queries that the employees use, giving them a faster, easy to scale, easy to pick up and run, familiar SQL with extensible pipeline, and serving the end users and detecting fraud. And lastly, this is my last deck. This is how you can adopt SingleStore. Very simple. If you are building a brand new application, think about SingleStore because it can be the single source of truth for all transactions, analytics, and vectors. Number two, which is the most popular option, you can augment your existing data infrastructure to create real-time and futuristic applications of the future. And lastly, you can beat your SLAs by modernizing or replacing an old legacy data store, whether it's on Cloudera, Oracle, or more. With that, thank you so much for your time. We have a booth down there, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.